Are you going to Antarctica? Well, I'm Carly Hayward and I am a travel agent and I specialize in Antarctica, so I made this packing list video to help you out. If you go to my website, to the packing list, you will find a PDF that you can print off that has all of the stuff into the different categories that you can check off as you go, and you can add your own stuff at the end. So this one's going to depend on which company you pick. So I've been with 5 companies and all of them have come with a parka that you get to keep and boots that you get to use on board. So that will depend on which company you use. All of these parkas have something in common. They all have an outer waterproof and windproof shell, and then they all have an inner layer for warmth with a removable jacket. The G Adventures parka, we got a nice cork parka, got an Atlas parka, Swan Hellenic parka, and Scenic parka. Now, because those companies provide you with that big parka, you don't need to bring one unless you really want to. However, you will notice on the packing list that it does mention a light jacket. So this is what I mean by a light jacket. It's not a big puffy jacket. It's just a little bit warm because when you land in Ushuaia, it's going to be usually in like the 50s to 60s, maybe a little rainy sometimes, I don't know. So I always bring a hooded jacket that's very light. So this is what I wear when I'm on the ship or if I'm having like lunch or dinner and we want to run outside if there's something going on outside. So this is light enough to protect me most of the time. I just use the big parka when I'm out for a long time. So your outer layers is your parka. The next thing we want to talk about are your pants. I bring ski pants. I have a couple pairs of ski pants. These are my new favorite. They make me feel like an astronaut, okay? I just like them. So these are supposed to be waterproof, but one time they weren't super waterproof. They are ski pants, so I think they're more used to like sitting on snow, not being drenched in water. So what I like to do, I like to wear these as my outer layer because they're thick and they're warm. But inside, I like to bring rain pants basically. So this is my waterproof layer. Some people wear these on the outside. I wear them in between my outer layer and my inner layer just as an extra barrier, just to make sure I don't get wet. Because one time I did get wet and I was very cold and I was ready to get back on the ship. So these just make sure I will stay super dry. The name of the game of outerwear is basically waterproof. Hats, there's a little bit of leeway. So one of my hats, this is the first hat that I brought. It has these earmuffs, which kind of go up and down, cover the ears. They also, if it's very windy, can click on. And then they also have a Bluetooth speaker for when I want to listen to music, which I usually forget to do. You can also bring just your run-of-the-mill beanie. This one actually used to have 2 balls, but it came off. What are you gonna do? I also really like this one because it's kind of a combination of a hat and a gaiter. So I've got my head coverage and my neck and my chin coverage if it gets really cold. I'm protected. But I've also seen people wear silly hats, which is also perfectly fine because your parkas come with hoods, so you can put it over your head for extra protection. So if you want a cute little hat, you can bring a cute hat too. Another feature for head protection is a gaiter, which that one that kind of had both. So this is a gaiter. It's basically like a tube. You can put it on and cover your nose or not. So it's just kind of, mostly, well, I usually keep my hair out. So once the gaiter's on, I usually have my hair out because it bothers me. You can use it to cover your chin, your mouth, or your nose, and then your hat can come down. So if it's very cold, again, you can get just a small amount. So it's very cold, you can get like a small amount showing, which your glasses would cover, but that doesn't happen all the time. You can also even wear ear warmers, although I'm not good at it. I never know how to wear them. Like, am I supposed to put it over my hair, under my hair? I'm not sure. But if you are good at ear warmers, go for it. Now, another thing I do on very cold days is most of the time I don't need to wear my light jacket when I go out. It's just the parka is fine. But if it's like a really cold day, I'll wear my light jacket and I'll put my gaiter on over it. So then that way it keeps my hood on because sometimes the wind can blow back. And again, it's just providing extra protection. Not necessary. Outer layer for your hands. I do mittens. So I'll wear gloves inside the mittens. So I still have finger use, but mittens I find just keep your hands warmer, but gloves are fine too. Mine also come with a little pocket where I can put a hand warmer in. I usually don't, mostly because I forget and it's usually not that cold. But again, a nice option on a cold day. And it has the straps to, but this is the big thing. It has this to get tighter or this. There's just something here that I can attach to my jacket. For example, on this parka, it has a little buckle at the end of the arm that you can buckle through here. And that just makes sure that you don't lose your mittens, because I have seen people's mittens blow away, which is not good for the environment or for your hands. Or you can just put this little strap around your wrist. So I do recommend something with a strap, because sometimes the wind can go crazy. All right, so that's our outer layer. So anything that's going to be outer, you really want to focus on waterproofing and windproofing. Now let's talk base layer. So this is going to be your innermost layer that should be touching your skin. So starting from the top, you've got your hats, which, you know, varying levels of waterproof. They don't need to be as waterproof as everything else does, because you do have a waterproof hood on your parka. But hats, your parka, your ski pants, and your... So thermals are basically like long underwear, but they're a lot comfier now than they used to be. So they oftentimes have like a fuzzy stuff inside that's very warm, and they're very thin. They have different colors and patterns and stuff. It doesn't really matter. I don't usually wear the top one. I forget, I get too hot. I always wear the bottoms though, so up to you on tops. I usually just bring one top just in case, again, it's a really cold day, but if it is, I usually wear my light jacket, but I do wear the thermal pants every day. For your hands, inside your gloves or your mittens, I recommend glove liners. So if you're going kayaking or paddleboarding, I do recommend getting the waterproof ones, because then you can put your hand in the water if you need to. These are water resistant, so they're really nice, but the key thing is it has that touch screen thing, so I can still use my phone and take pictures and do stuff. Like while I'm out in the water, if I need to do something with my cameras and my mittens are too cumbersome, I usually take them off and I use these, and I do everything, and I put my mittens back on. For your socks, wool is the name of the game. So these are my wool socks. They look so small, but I have really big feet. But they don't have to be too tall, because you're going to be wearing your thermal pants underneath your boots. So that's going to be protecting your skin from the boots touching you. So you don't have to worry about the socks going all the way up there. But it should be kind of thick. So these are pretty thick. I usually just wear one pair. Some people wear two pairs, or like a thin pair, a regular pair of socks, and then these, and that's fine. If you also struggle with needing compression socks, I did get these like super cute compression socks for the plane. Not necessary, but I just thought they were cute. So for your base layer, the name of the game is warm. So you're wanting wool, you want like sweat wicking properties, and you usually want to stay away from cotton, things that don't dry very quickly. Now for your main layers, that's just like your regular walking around clothes. So I put on there just your regular shirts and your regular pants. And we'll talk about how that looks in your outfit later. I did put a dressier outfit, again, not necessary. I like to dress up on the last night, but some people like to look nice for dinner. Again, up to you. You can be casual. People have worn their thermal pants to dinner, so you're fine, but if you want. And then of course the obvious pajamas, underwear, that kind of stuff. Don't forget your bathing suit. Not only the polar plunge, but a lot of these crafts have saunas or pools or hot tubs, so bring your bathing suit. And if you're going in Buenos Aires, they're going to have pools and it's summertime, so bring your bathing suit. For shoes, they generally like you to wear closed-toed shoes, but I'm not going to sit here and say I don't walk around in flip-flops sometimes, because I like that. Or my friend has started wearing slippers on board, and so she bought me some, and so now I'm excited to try these. So just like easy to put on. So these are zippers, because if wildlife's outside and you're still in your cabin and you want to go outside really fast, you want to put your shoes on really quickly. So I do recommend like lacing up. Shoes are not good. I also put gym clothes on there for you motivated people. I did my last time. I went to the gym a couple times, but yeah, most of these ships have some form of gym. For sunglasses, anything from just like a regular pair of sunglasses is fine. I've also seen people wear like ski goggles. So I got these. Do I look super cool now? I don't know. But these kind of remind me of ski goggles, so it's kind of like in between. Some people really like their ski goggles, but it's not necessary. Just a regular pair of sunglasses is fine. But you are going to want them, because the wind and also the sun reflecting on the snow, you're going to want some eye protection. Another thing for protection is a dry bag. So this is what is going to be used to keep anything that you bring ashore dry. Because anything that goes in the Zodiac to get on shore is probably going to get wet at some point or the other. So this is where I put cameras and all that kind of stuff. If you're just bringing a phone, you can just put that right in your pocket. But if you are bringing like a camera or anything major, go in here. You're only on land for like an hour, so you don't really need to bring a lot of stuff. So I really only put my camera in here. Most of the ships now have those universal ports when you're in the rooms, but sometimes when you're in the ports like outside of the rooms, they might be regionally specific. I always bring this when I travel anyway because it's got 4 USBs and 3 ports, and then this is wide enough for like my big fat camera battery charger to fit, and then that way I have it because you're going to need something, probably not for the ship, but when you're in Buenos Aires or if you're traveling before or after. People ask me about hand and foot warmers all the time. I bought this bag 5 years ago and I've been on 5 polar trips since, and I still have a ton. I almost never use them. I only use them because I feel like I have to use them. But if you are the kind of person that gets really cold, maybe, they have toe warmers, or they have ones that go the whole length of the foot, or you have the little ones that can go in your gloves or your hand warmers. Sometimes I just put them in my pocket and I just hold on to it, like if I happen to be cold. If you're going camping, I probably would recommend them just in case. Looking at our photography section, so whatever photography gear you have. So I usually bring just one body and one lens. I bring my DSLR or my new mirrorless and just my biggest zoom lens. Mine goes to 400 because after that, like, they get so big it becomes cumbersome, and I know myself. I also bring I used to bring a GoPro, but now I bring my 360, which is waterproof as well. So it's kind of my action camera. Now, I can't find mine right now, but a phone leash. So a phone leash is going to be something that attaches to you, to your phone, to make sure your phone doesn't fall in. Because I did see one of the people in my groups to the Arctic lost his phone. So they usually go around the edges or something that is connecting your phone to your body. I really recommend that. So for the fun stuff, I did bring a penguin onesie, which was fun. I would wander around. I wore it after the polar plunge and it was cold. So that can be fun to wear, just like something silly. And also the slippers, just for comfort. I like to be comfortable. So a lot of these companies do give you a water bottle, and if you're booking with me, I can let you know which ones. So I would recommend bringing something to decorate your water bottle so you know which one's yours, just like some stickers or something, just so you can distinguish, or a Sharpie. Some of the companies, they don't have a place for you to keep your gear down in the mudroom and you bring it back to your room. So I would recommend those little like magnetic hooks so you could like hang up stuff around your cabin, because the walls have a lot of metal in them to hold them up, just to keep things dry. And again, if you're booking with me, I can let you know which ones do and don't, but it's probably best to have one anyway. And then also don't forget your journal. If you're booking with me, I'll be giving you one. And if you're not booking with me, please go buy one. They're on Amazon. It has helpful websites to help you get ready, including a link to my packing list. Fun facts, 100% fun and 100% fact. Bingo. Places to take notes about the specific things you're learning. A wildlife checklist and information about the different types of animals. And then blank journal pages for you to journal about your trip. For this part, I do recommend bringing like stickers. My later one, I also have like a sticker printer that prints pictures from my phone into stickers. And I would also recommend colored pencils, or if you want to try out markers, then I would do a test on the back to see which ones bleed through, because some do. Okay, so now we've got everything packed. Let's talk about what's that all going to look like. So on a typical day when I'm going out, I'm going to be wearing, you're going to want a hat and something to protect your chin and your mouth. I don't recommend a scarf because those can go everywhere and can blow off. I do recommend a gaiter, or one of these that has a hat, like a hood and a gaiter. So my parka is a little big now. I actually lost some weight this year, but so my my top half of my body is mostly, I just wear a shirt and my parka. On a very cold day, I'll also wear my light jacket as well, but for the most part, this is more than enough to cover what I need. For my bottoms, I'm gonna wear my thermal pants, and then my waterproof pants, and then my snow pants. For my feet, I'm going to wear my socks and then my parka boots, but I usually bring one of these to wear down to the mudroom. And then for my hands, I wear my glove liners and then my mittens. When you're on the boat and you're not on expedition, you can wear whatever you want. Some people just wear like the stuff they were wearing underneath, and that's totally fine. Some people wear something totally different, also totally fine. Ooh. So on the ship, you can wear whatever you want, just whatever's comfortable. I usually just wear, again, a t-shirt, my light jacket, and a pair of jeans. That's it. Whew, that was a lot of information. I hope you got it all in. If you have any questions, you can always email me, carly@flytotheeducator.com. And if you're coming with me in February, can't wait to see you. And thanks for joining in. Hope it was helpful.